We're walking on sunshine, baseball time. Sky so blue and the world feels fine. Crack up the bat and you're stealing my mind. We're walking on sunshine, baseball time. Round and around till the bases shine. This little diamond is our daylight shrine. Hey! Scoreboard glare in the late day heat. High pop fly dust on your cleats. I'm in the bleachers with the phone cup drink, trying not to stare every time you blink. Coach yells loud, but you just grin. Tap that plate, let the game begin. You swing once and the crowd goes wild. I jump up screaming like a little child. Oh yeah. We're walking on sunshine, baseball time. Sky so blue and the world feels fine. Crack of the bat and you're stealing my mind. We're walking on sunshine, baseball time. Round and around till the bases shine. This little diamond is our daylight shrine. When the lights click on and the day runs out, we still trace plays, talking routes and doubts. You say one more pitch in the parking lot glow. I say all year long, let's never let it go. We're walking on sunshine, baseball time. Sky so blue and the world feels fine. Crack up the bat and you're stealing my mind. We're walking on sunshine, baseball time. Round and around till the bases shine. This little diamond is a daylight shrine.
Let's go ahead and get in here, folks. Get in here, folks. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here, folks. Welcome in. Welcome into MLB Hotshot Take Season 2, Episode 14, as we will recap the first half of the season, folks. But before we do that, hit my intro!
Well, the two idiots think their opinions are still the fucking bomb. We got a Phillies Karen and Yankees ran to after the show. Oh yeah, we are here to still make your day. But seriously, fuck these guys and all that takes. Hot shot, take it away. Season 2 is underway.
That gets you flow, gets the blood flowing, baby. We are just gonna have some technical difficulties here before we start. I'm trying to get stuff moved around here. YouTube. Let's see if we can get this on. I guess my payment didn't go through, so maybe that's why it didn't. Alright, let's go ahead and look at my stuff. Alright, what are we looking at? Probably this stream ticker overlay, right? Yeah. All sports. I don't know why this is not going. Let's go ahead and put this on here and maybe see if it works. Is it because it's probably because there's no sports? That's probably why. Okay. So I think everything's fine. I think it's just because it's no sports, which is fine. All right. Okay, we got stuff to talk about here. Welcome in, guys. This is probably going to be a very, very short episode. Probably looking at the next 5 minutes being over. It is just a preview. Episode 15 will be when we get into back into motion when we talk about stuff. And I think episode 16 is going to be more of a trade deadline episode. So let's go ahead and get into this. Here we go. All right, so these are the standings to start the second half of the season. Tampa Bay is up 3 games on the New York Yankees. Chicago and Cleveland are tied. Texas and Seattle. Texas is a game and a half up on Seattle. Atlanta's only 2 games up on Philadelphia. Milwaukee is 5 games up on Chicago. After that terrible, terrible losing streak, the Chicago Cubs are finally back within striking distance, and obviously the Dodgers are running away with the division. The Dodgers are more likely going to win that division probably by the end of August if they continue to play the way they are. But they lost 3 in a row. So they're not playing well. But they play the Yankees next on Friday. So these are the next games for each team. Let's go ahead and look into the wild card real quick. Where is the wild card? So, leading the wild cards, the New York Yankees and Cleveland Guardians lead the 1 and 2. Seattle is tied with Minnesota. Boston's half a game. Boston's won 9 in a row. They do this every year. Half game back. Houston's a game and a half. Baltimore's 2 games. Toronto 2.5. Detroit 3.5. At the Athletics are 6.5, and Kansas City and the Angels are basically eliminated 10 games back. Out west, Chicago's 2+2.5 up. Phillies +2. Miami is only a game up on St. Louis, 2 games up on Pittsburgh, 2.5 games up on Arizona, 3.5 games up on San Diego, 4 on the Nationals, 8 on the Reds, and the Giants, Mets, and Rockies are basically done unless they go on this a miracle run where they win 15, 16, 17 games in a row. I don't see these 3 teams making the playoffs. They are officially probably going to be eliminated by the end of August. So that is the standings for the first half of the season. Each team, here we go. This is the next game for each team. The Rays play ball. They start a series with the Boston Red Sox. The Yankees start a series with the Dodgers. Red Sox start with the Rays. Orioles start a series with Houston. Toronto starts a series with Chicago. Toronto is now in last place. I didn't even realize that. Cleveland plays Pittsburgh. Twins play the Cubs. The Tigers play the Angels. Royals play the Padres. Rangers play the Braves. Mariners play the Giants. Athletics play the Nationals. Phillies play the Mets. The Marlins play Milwaukee. Nationals play the Athletics. The Mets play the Phillies. You got the Brewers versus the Marlins. You got the Cubs versus the Twins. You got the Cardinals versus the Diamondbacks. Almost called them the Cardinals with the Cardinals because the Arizona Cardinals. The Pirates are playing the Guardians, and the Reds are playing the Rockies. And then finally here in the West, Dodgers play the Yankees, Diamondbacks play the Cardinals, Padres play the Royals, Giants play the Mariners, and the Rockies play the Reds. So that is your next series. Overall, first half of the season, probably a D. So I'm going to give grades for each team. Let's start with the AL East. The Toronto Blue Jays, overall, I'm going to give them a D minus. They went to the World Series last year, and the fact that they're in last place now in the division, they're only 2.5 games back of a wild card, but they're 12 games back from the division after being the best team in all of baseball last year. That is a big, major step down for what they did last year. Orioles are around the ballpark where I thought they'd be. I thought they'd be a little bit better, but the pitching has really let them down this year. They've won 4 in a row though. They're 7-3 in their last 10. I'm gonna give them a solid C plus because no one really predicted the Orioles to be good this year. So, but they're only 2 games back from a wild card spot. The Boston Red Sox, I'm gonna give them a C minus. They should have been better than what they are right now. They just have not been the same team they were last year. But again, they're on a win streak right now, which is why I think it's a C minus instead of a D plus. Because they've won 9 in a row and they're only a half game back of a wild card. Yankees 100%. I'm giving them a B minus. The season started well for them, but now like they really should be in first place. To be honest, they're in the area where I expected them to be. The reason why I say they should be in first place because this division is weak, and I don't think the Rays, their pitching is good. Like outside of Drew Rasmussen, is it Rasmussen? Yeah, Rasmussen, or Rasmussen. It's not really good. Like the ERA is like one of the. It's not up there. The Blue Jays really, if fully healthy, I think the Blue Jays would be the best team in this division. The Rays have hitting. Junior Caminero, don't get me wrong, elite, stud. It's just the pitching is what scares me for the Tampa Bay Rays, and I don't see it being able to hold up for the second half of the season. I think if the Yankees make the moves they need to make, go out and get the guys they need, they should win this division. And the Yankees, we'll see. But like I said, B minus for the New York Yankees. Tampa Bay Rays. I'm going to give them an A plus because no one expected them to be here. A lot of people predicted them to be the worst team in the division, and they're here 3 games up in first place. A plus, 100%. AL Central, Kansas City Royals F. 2 years ago, they were 2 wins away from going to the ALCS, and now they're back-to-back seasons where they're one of the worst teams in the league. So Bobby Witt Jr. is probably getting frustrated a little bit in Kansas City, and I expect him to make his voice known. F. Detroit, I'm going to go F again. Detroit had made some moves in the offseason, and the fact that last year they were 1 win away from going to the ALCS, and now they're potentially going to miss the playoffs. And it's a very frustrating turnaround for the Tigers after 2 straight seasons where they were really good. But I mean, last year they did blow a huge lead in first place to the Cleveland Guardians. The Twins, I'm going to give them a solid C plus because they're doing a lot better than and they're sitting in a wild card spot. They're doing a lot better than people had expected them. A lot of people expected the Twins to be the worst team in the division, and they're proving people wrong here. The Cleveland Guardians, I'm going to go ahead and give them a solid B plus. They're doing exactly what they do. They're hanging along. They're in the wild card spot, firmly in a wild card spot. They're still fighting for first, tied with the Chicago White Sox. Yes, I said that, tied with the Chicago White Sox. So we'll continue to see how that goes and how does the White Sox turn it around. How do the White Sox? What do they do with the trade deadline? Do they make some moves for Murakami? And then obviously Chicago White Sox, 100% A plus. Murakami has completely turned this team around to a winning culture there in Chicago, south side of Chicago, and it's beautiful to see this. The White Sox, a lot of people already predict the White Sox, again, like the Twins, one of the worst teams in the division. They expected them to win more games than last year, but no one expected this. So I'm giving Chicago an A plus. Finally, in the American League, the West, Angels F. Obviously, the owner's a dipshit. He's an idiot. There's nothing more to say about the Angels here. F. Athletics, I'm gonna give them a solid C plus. They're doing a lot better than I expect them to do this year. They are a win streak away from really, with how bad this division is, being in first place. They're only 8 games back, but that 8 games can turn quickly into 4, 3, 2, or even 1 game back. The way this division's bad. The Athletics I expect to be really, really good, or even contenders by the time they move to Vegas in a couple years. They have a lot of good top prospects coming up. And they have one of the best first basemen in baseball, Nick Kurtz. So I'm gonna give them a solid C plus. Houston Astros, C plus. The thing that's scary about this is that if the Rangers and Mariners don't stop fucking around, the Houston Astros can find themselves sitting in first place in the playoffs again after missing it last year and getting embarrassed by the Detroit Tigers 2 years ago. The Astros, the new evil empire, in my opinion. The Astros are only 3 games back, and they're a game and a half back from the wild card. So I'm gonna give them a C plus. The Astros did just make a move, I think. No, it wasn't the Astros. Was it the Astros? It could have been the Astros. Someone got traded to the Brewers. Yeah, the Astros made a trade. Lance McCullen Jr. got traded to the Brewers, so it was the Astros. They made a move, but it's like the Astros are still within striking distance too. The Mariners, C minus. What a terrible turnaround for them. They went from 1 win away from the World Series, first ever appearance in the World Series, to this. They're now in a dogfight, under 500, fighting for first place, not playing well right now. They won their last game, but they're 4-6 in their last 10. They're the only team in their division with a plus in run differential, but it's like they're not very good on the road. They're 21 and 20. They're under 500 against 500. They're under 500 on the road. So it doesn't look very good for this team, but I believe in Seattle that they'll make some moves at the deadline and they'll turn it around. The Texas Rangers, A plus. They are in first place after 2 years of since winning the World Series. The Rangers have just dealt with injuries and just haven't been able to recover. I think if the Rangers make some moves at the deadline, they could be a dangerous team in the playoffs. They have some good pitching and they still have some good hitting. So I'm going to give the Rangers an A plus because this is a spot where no one expected them to be in. All right, now out to the NL as we wrap up this episode. As I realized we're at already 18 minutes. Holy shoot! New York Mets F. All this money you spent, all their fans talking shit how they're going to win the World Series this year, and they're sitting in last place. F. Big ol' F. I know my co-host 2 weeks ago said he believed the Mets could be a team to watch out for. No. F. Big old F. They're terrible against 500. They're terrible on the road. They're terrible at home. Slightly terrible at home, but they're very bad on the road. The Mets are the Mets. Low Mets. Trash. Big old F. Nationals. D plus. D plus. I expect. I'm giving them a D plus because of how bad they've been lately. The bullpen has been one of the worst. It's on record to be one of the worst. It's on record to blow the most saves in almost MLB history at 40, I think 46. They are really bad. Their bullpen is really bad, but they have really good hitting. CJ Abrams is really good. James Wood is really good. Luis Garcia Jr. is really good. Dylan Cruz is starting to hit the ball. So it's very interesting to see what the Nationals do. Do they make some moves at the deadline, or do they just sit pat and think, you know what, we can build around this and just go after pitching this coming off season, even though there's not going to be a season next year. Miami Marlins, A. I'm giving them an A because a lot of people didn't predict them to be in this position. Only 4 games back of first place. They are sitting in a wild card spot. I'm going to give them an A. The Philadelphia Phillies, A. They're doing exactly what they do. They're playing really well. 5-5 in their last 10 though. Not really doing but they're only 1 game under 500 against 500 teams. Atlanta Braves. I would give them an A plus, but I'm gonna give them an A minus because of how badly they're playing lately. But I'm going to go ahead and give them an A minus. I'm not gonna give them a B plus because I think they're still playing. They're still had such an amazing first half. Historic first half. For the first 2 months was very historic, but this last 2 months this last month and a half has just been terrible for them. All right, NL Central Reds. Exactly. exactly what I think they were going to be this year. Took a big step back. They always do this. One year they take a big step forward, and the next year they take a big step back. I don't think they have Dela Cruz yet. I think he's still hurt, so they can still turn the season around. But I just don't see it. Big old F. Pittsburgh Pirates. I'll give them a D plus. They're playing better. They're best team when it comes to runs. Lead the league in runs. But their pitching's not that good either. Outside of Paul Skeens, and Paul Skeens is struggling this year. But you really get him out of Pittsburgh, dude. Get him out of Pittsburgh. Cardinals, A. Gotta give him an A. You know what? I'll give him a B plus. They are doing really well. Jordan Walker is a stud. Congratulations to him winning the home run derby. Jordan Walker. Chicago Cubs, B minus. I would give him a C plus after that horrific May they had, either May or June, where they lost like 12 straight. Like terrible. It was terrible. They were almost in last place for a good chunk of May or in June, but now they bounced back. They found a way to get back from 5 games. They're still in the wild card spot, heavily in the wild card spot. So I'm gonna give them a B minus. Milwaukee A plus. Milwaukee has the best pitcher in baseball right now, and Jacob Misorinsky, or is it Misorinsky? What a stud. They also lead the league second in run differential behind only the Dodgers, and we'll get to them in a minute. All right, finally, the NL West before we wrap this up episode today, as we will be back to our regular episodes on Wednesday for episode 15, where we'll talk about the division, the standings, the games, and everything around it. The Colorado Rockies, you know what? I'm going to give them an E. I'll give them our first E. They are not playing. They're playing like expected because they don't have that much talent, but they got some good talent coming up. They also had a really good draft. I do think the Rockies, and if managed and developed right, they could be a very good team in a couple of years. Ethan Holiday is going to be a beast. The other guy they got who has power is going to be a beast. The guy they drafted this year is really good too. So I think the Rockies are going to get an E. F for the Giants. The Giants have made so many moves in this offseason to expect to be competing with the Dodgers, and they just fell flat on their ass and their face. I'm giving them a fat old F. Padres, a D minus. They started off hot, and they were going neck and neck with the Dodgers, and then just June happened. June happened and early July happened, and now they're sitting 12 and a half back a first and 3.5 back of a wild card spot, and they're looking to sell. It's looking like they're looking to sell at the deadline. The Diamondbacks, A. The Diamondbacks started off so slow, but now they're starting to heat up, and they're only 11 games back from first. I don't think they're going to win the division, but they are a sneaky team to sneak in the playoffs. 2.5 games back. They are hitting on all cylinders. I expect the Diamondbacks to make a run at the wild card. And they're the best team playing right now in their division. I'm giving them a solid A. Dodgers not even A plus. A plus 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 plus. Dodgers are the best team in baseball. And they're doing it even with Kyle Tucker struggling. And it's no shocker that I'm going to predict the Dodgers to win it all again this year. I wouldn't be shocked if they get Tarik Skubal as well. So that is it for today's episode. We recapped the division. I gave my grades. We're going to go ahead and do our predictions for the second half of the season on Wednesday next week for episode 15 as we're getting closer and closer to the episode mark of last season. 3 more episodes left until we touch that, and then we're finally going to surpass it this season. Looking at potentially doing 30 episodes this season. I'm excited. Thank you guys. I will see you guys later. Let's go. Yankees.